Super guest star, here he is.
Hey,
How's it going?
hello. Coming to you from the porch this time.
All right, we're getting the full tour, the tour of the tour.
The Spid Cribs tour here.
Oh my
Eventually, I'll
God.
make my way around the entire yard or something.
Hey, we have what, 3 more days to do this, and then maybe, a bonus. It depends on how long you stick around. The
Mm,
mustache is coming in nice. That's what's important.
we're working on it. Yeah,
You gonna do a,
gotta.
a soul patch down there, or?
No, no, no. I gotta do a little shave. I'm on the afternoon shave game now.
Okay, fair enough. Get the full arrow gains. Although, again, maybe we'll have Dylan Johnson in the wind tunnel with a mustache and see what happens. All right.
All right.
Well, let's talk stage two, man. Give us a an intro to what the heck the stage was.
Yeah, stage two is what was traditionally stage one on this race. It's the Mogollon climb finish. So really what it is like we start in Silver City, we get on the New Mexico 180, and we just go like down a hill and straight on a really long flat road for a long, long time, and then we turn right and go up a steep climb, in a nutshell. So think kind of like of Vuelta a España, like Unipuerto stage, where it's just like flat all day and then a really steep climb to the finish. So this stage is like usually mega chill because it's so flat and it's so long until you get there. So it's like mega chill until it isn't. And yeah, that's kind of how it worked out today. It was a little bit interesting. There was a lot of competition to be in the breakaway because there are some intermediate sprint points available, and this is the first opportunity for sprinters to get out there and try to earn some points and
Right,
collect a jersey at the end of the day. So
right.
a lot of competition to get in that breakaway, and it actually did not even go until after the first sprint, which is
Wow.
like I feel like the first time in living memory that hasn't happened. So the first hour was like pretty fast because people were attacking and everyone was chasing it down. Um, Eventually, a move did go, and then it was just mega chill. Yeah. So um, the race really, kicks off with about 10K to go until we make this right-hand turn to go towards that climb. So that's when things start, really heating up. A lot of fighting for position. Um, I was not super well positioned around that turn, and I did my best to like make up a ton of positions, and I did just barely make the front group because the climb goes kind of in two stages. We turn, we go up a steep ramp. There's like this flat mesa, and then there's a much longer steep climb all the way to the finish. And that last
Okay.
one is about 3.5 miles, maybe 8% gradient.
Okay.
So it's a brute, yeah. And this
Yeah.
is all at high elevation. So um, I kind of got caught out a little bit. I made the front group just over the top of that first one, and then they started like twisting the throttle again, and I was just like, oh man, why you
Just
got
what
to
you
do me
wanted.
like this? Yeah, yeah, like give me 30 seconds here. Um, so yeah, it was yeah, it was definitely I would say not the performance I was hoping for or expecting. I think personally I'm feeling a little bit sick still I'm feeling the effects of being sick
Yeah.
last week after Redlands. So that's a bit unfortunate, but my teammates crushed for sure. Um, we have a new Cat 1 racer on our team, Braden Sellinger, who I think pulled down a top 20 finish. So
Nice.
he did really well, and I kind of rolled in with the rest of my teammates about a minute or 2 minutes behind him. So um, yeah, that's racing. It's more than just who can
Yeah.
pound out a bunch of watts on a good day. It's like how can you position? How can you um, manage yourself over the course of a long stage like this?
Yeah, and I guess related to that, just thinking about the team dynamics, I guess, there's probably some cyclists that end up watching maybe this stuff. Oh, Paige is here. What's up?
Hey, Paige.
Um, but can you talk a little bit about in a stage like this, what it's like to be racing with a team? Because I imagine in the flat part, it was probably traditional, like attacks are going off, teammates are like dropping anchor to give their teammates in the break maybe some space. But I kind of wonder once you get to the climb part, like what's going on.
Yeah, so I think there's kind of like two real elements of teamwork in a stage like this. In the beginning, you have maybe some teammates who want to be, hey Paige, who want to be
Hi.
in that breakaway, and so their goal is going to be to like get up front, be active, be marking all these moves, maybe making their own, and try to get in that breakaway. Once that's formed, and then it's all kind of like status quo, then it's all about teammates helping make in this case our climbers' lives as easy as possible. Trying to give them like an armchair ride up to the base of that climb so that they can do their thing. So there's a lot of work that goes into helping us, you know, helping each other position well going into this final climb, which is like super critical because, like I said, you have this first kick, you get up onto this mesa, and then it's kind of flat for a while, and there's usually very strong winds. So it's really
Mm.
important to be well positioned there because if you're not, you're just riding out there on your own in the wind, and you still have
Yeah.
to do this really hard climb. So
Oh my gosh.
teammates really make a big difference there.
Yeah, absolutely. Paige, I bet it would be nice if you had like a boat or two in front of you, giving you an armchair ride down a 2K course.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be something, that's for sure.
I imagine the types of racing that you all do is very, very different. A 2K course versus maybe like a 2 hour course. But Paige, we're just talking about, the Tour of the Gila here with Stephen. Any questions about endurance cycling that you would have to ask him? This is a 5 stage race, and figured we'd pop you in to say hey and meet, but see if you had any questions.
Oh yeah, I actually just, I guess, threw myself into learning about cycling within the past couple months. It's super cool. I've been on one gravel ride that was 60 miles, and that's my first one ever, and it was so scary. Um, but I have been learning a little bit about Tour de France and just like all the jerseys and all that kind of stuff. The team aspect of it's super cool. Um, how does that work in terms of like selection, I guess? Because that's a little, I guess it's kind of similar because you're like probably working against your teammates for most of it until you're named to a team, which is kind of similar to like making a boat on a bigger team for us.
Yeah, so we have in this race teams of up to I think 7 riders is the limit. Most of these teams are composed, they're like domestic elite teams with guys who will race together across an entire season. So usually that's like from spring into summer and maybe some road races in the fall. So I'm racing with the same teammates that I'm racing with like all throughout the spring and all of that. There are also some teams that are like more composite teams where they have a lot of guest riders. And so that's a case where, yeah, they like yesterday's enemy might be today's ally. And that's kind of on a like a case by case, race by race basis, right? Um, but we're as my Landis Cyclery team and a lot of the other domestic elite teams here, we're kind of like those World Tour teams like Trek or Jumbo Visma or whatever, where it's the same roster that's showing up race in, race out. So um, yeah, and in terms of like the teamwork element during a race, I think it's really important that everybody understands what their abilities and their goals are and communicates that with everybody. So we're always having talks before, like usually the night before every race, like this is how we expect it's going to go. This is what we want to get out of it. This is how we're going to work together to achieve that as a team. So a lot of it, a lot of this kind of just gets ironed out over the dinner table, and yeah, it's a nice. It can be like a nice informal sort of thing.
And
Gotcha, that's so cool.
I'd imagine, and Paige may have gotten like some flavors of this through different regattas where you've got like sort of qualifying events through regattas. And a regatta ends up being multiple days where you've got like multiple day stage racing where the fatigue builds up, the intensity builds up. And Paige, Stephen was telling us yesterday, by the time they get to the fifth stage, I mean, it's like anything could happen. It's a wild thing. A minute lead in the classification or the overall classification could mean nothing. It just gets blown up. And
Yeah.
somehow it sounds like somewhat similar to, maybe getting to like the A final. And like you're in the A final, maybe you want a preferred lane, but like half the teams maybe are like completely crushed because they've been literally on the limit, and then the ones that are like in the driver's seat have been on cruise control, and then they're just ready to like totally empty the tank by the end.
Yeah, how does that work with such high volumes but going back again and again every day?
Yeah, I mean, recovery is critical. It's crucial in training, but it's especially important in a stage race like this. And I think the best stage racers, the best general classification riders are also the ones who can recover the best. Um, there's also, not everybody is going to feel the same level of fatigue from every stage. So, but by that I mean like some of the guys who were in the breakaway all day today, they might be feeling pretty smoked tomorrow. But honestly, like even though I maybe didn't have the climb I was hoping for, I spent 3.5 hours just chilling, doing like recovery pace pretty much in the group. So, I won't be carrying a lot of fatigue into tomorrow's stage. Um, so it really can vary depending on what you've done the day before, what your goals are, what you were trying to achieve, and how active you were in the race. Um, and some days can be almost like a recovery day if you ride it very efficiently.
That's wild. 3.5 hours of recovery day.
Yeah.
Very fast
Um,
recovery. Yeah.
so I would probably not be a good Spid Werkz dude if I didn't say we need to get you a Spid Werkz shirt, man. I mean, I'm all for Shimano, but
You can do
t
better.
tell us your size. Same to you, Paige. Tell us preferred size and colors. I'm gonna try to get some stuff made. I think Paige will be around DC sometime soon, if not already.
Yeah, I actually I just had my last final today and I'm starting to pack up.
Woo.
I'll be driving back on Monday. So I'll be back like Monday night probably.
Dang. So we're done.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
Congrats.
assuming I pass my final and all that,
We have no doubts.
but
Yeah, so we'll get you some swag, local stuff, and then Steven will
Look me
send
up.
stuff out to you. But yeah, tell us sizes. You don't have to say it here in the public space, but tell us whatever you want, and we'll figure out what we can get. Any
thank
kind
you.
of closing remarks, Steven, as far as today or looking into tomorrow, or Paige, any questions before we wrap up and let him get his recovery in?
I think that's it
Paige,
for
I'll
now.
let
I
you go
gotta
first.
learn some more things about to be able to ask smart questions. So
We'll be back
All right.
tomorrow
Well,
to
we're
do this, so you're welcome to join us.
we're here. We're here to educate. So yeah,
Absolutely.
everyone, stay
awesome,
tuned.
awesome.
Um, yeah, tomorrow is another longer sort of road race. It's a road stage. They call it the inner loop stage, but really this one is like pretty heavily front loaded in the first hour or so with a lot of climbing, a lot of descending. There's a very fast technical descent in there, the Sapio descent that's like, ooh, it'll put some hair on your chest. Maybe not if you're a lady, but it'll make you pucker up for sure. Um, and then that's kind of followed by like a long trip through a valley before there's a bit more climbing. But this one usually pans out as like a relatively large group that comes into Fort Bayard for a sprint finish. So I mean, for me tomorrow, I'm hoping just to finish on the same time as the lead group, and maybe I can give my teammate Michael Hemmerlin some kind of an assist in the final. He's got a pretty good sprint on him, so if I can get him to a good result, then I think that's success for the whole team. But
Absolutely.
just looking to stay safe first and
Yeah, man.
foremost.
Absolutely. No, this sounds great. It's exciting having the day by day, stage by stage updates. As
Mhm.
Paige yesterday, I was saying we've got a media pass, I guess.
Oh,
Well,
that's super cool.
Welcome.
we're saying we have one. I don't think they actually issue them, but we've
I
got
see.
them. All
All
right.
right.
Well, great. Get some rest in. Paige, thank you so much for joining us. And probably tomorrow around the same time, we'll try to check in and see how tired Steven looks after 3 days of racing.
Awesome,
All right.
awesome.
Looking
I'll see
forward
if
to
I
it after
can
day
get back
three.
on.
Yep. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.